right, we're going to talk about reproduction today. Reproduction, of course, is it's kind of a population, or reproductive success is like a population thing. It's not really an individual thing per se, although, of course, individuals contribute. But it's about the population continuing on. Like an individual in a particular population may not have much success or may only have a few offspring, but as long as the population as a whole is having individuals that are doing reproduction, then the population will continue. There's two types, basically, asexual reproduction and sexual. You probably talked about this in Core 1, I know I did. But asexual reproduction is without the fusion of egg and sperm. It's less costly in terms of time and energy, and you can produce like a whole bunch of organisms at one time. So usually this is kind of the all eggs in one basket sort of organism, where they are producing a whole lot and just relying on the sheer numbers to make it in the environment. In terms of animals, there's different ways that you can do that. Of course, some of these ways are for single-celled organisms too, such as fission. Fission is where an organism can divide in half. Sea anemones can do that. Budding is where an organism basically makes little offshoots of itself, like corals. A lot of plants also do that kind of thing. Specialized clone cells, like in sponges, that can travel and become like a whole new organism, amoebocytes. And fragmentation or regeneration, like in a starfish, if you cut it in half, it'll regenerate the other half. And parthenogenesis, where the eggs develop without fertilization. That means that all one-end cells would exist. This is like in bees and ants. That's why a colony of bees, say for example, is considered all one individual, because basically it is. It's the queen and all of her offspring, which are all basically her. They're her eggs, unfertilized, and so they work for the hive. The same thing with ants. All right, and then sexual reproduction, which is the fusion of egg and sperm. Of course, it's more costly because you have to do meiosis, and that's 2 divisions, so that takes more time, more energy, and of course the actual getting egg and sperm together also generally takes either some time or you have to have a whole lot of egg and sperm, in which case that is also costly. Of course, this leads to an evolutionary advantage in terms of variability in your offspring and that more survivability in varying environments. And what that means is that the offspring will have more of a possibility of surviving. Most organisms do sexual reproduction, so that's telling you something about that survivability. That means things that have made it and are doing well in the environment have sexual reproduction, so it's worth the cost. But you have to make it worth the cost. So for example, in sexual reproduction, we have cycles. So a lot of cycles are related to seasons. If it's related to seasons where the resources are available, where the temperature is right, where resources like food, but also like nesting sites and things like that are available. And just in general, it allows for efficient sexual reproduction. Hermaphrodites are organisms that are both male and female. And you can also have something called sexual reversal, where you have all of one type, all of one male, say for example, and then if there's no reproduction happening, one will revert to a female, or vice versa, have all females. I think blue wrasses do this. They have all females, or mostly females, and then if there's no, when conditions get right, there's a male, and reversal male, and they can do reproduction. And then in terms of sexual reproduction, you can be exclusively sexual, where you're always joining egg and sperm, or you can be asexual, or you can be both. In other words, some organisms are asexual some of the time, and sexual, just on occasion, maybe when resources are available.